Welcome to another episode of Unlocking the Mind Behind Make More Work Less. Hi, my name is Fong. I'm an entrepreneur, business strategist, real estate investor, speaker, and also a best-selling author. And every single day, I help others unlock the potentials and guide them to succeed, whether it's by increasing the credibility, their exposure, or adding to their multiple streams of income. On today's Unlocking the Mind, we talk about another cognitive bias. And the reason why we do this is so that we can better understand how our minds work, how we can make better decisions, how we can build better relationships, or sometimes even prevent ourselves or avoid certain cognitive traps that we may be facing every single day. So to introduce our topic for today, let me ask you a question right now. How many 7-letter words do you know that has the letter N in the second last letter? You could pause right now and think about that. Okay. Now, how many 7-letter words do you know that ends with ing? And again, you can pause and think about that as well. So now that you have some time to think about it, how many words have you come up with that has the ing at the end? And how many words did you come up with the second letter ending with N? Well, more likely than not, you have more letters or more words with ing at the end. For instance, falling and camping and jumping, and not as many words as the ones that ends with N as a second letter. Now, the thing is, the reality is there's so many more words where it's 7 letters with N as a second letter versus ing at the end. But the problem is we probably think that the probability of having more words ending in ing is higher because we're more familiar with those words. Those pop up into our minds more and we can think about more of those words. Hence, we believe, and this is the conjunction fallacy, which is our topic for today, that there are more words that has the conjunction of ing at the end than the actual probability of just the N at the second letter. Now, the thing is, if you look at it, all the ing words actually fit into the first category as well. So the thing is, there's actually a whole lot more words that actually has N as a second letter. And that is the conjunction fallacy, which is a tendency to assume that specific conditions are more probable than general ones. Now, the truth is, and based on statistics and mathematics, this is absolutely impossible. Based on statistics, the probability of 2 events or even more events occurring at the same time in conjunction is always less than or equal to the probability of either one occurring event. And that's basically what math is. That's basically what statistics tells us. However, us as human beings, the more information that you tell us, sometimes we just clump it all together and go, yeah, that's probably true. And we believe that all that stuff happening at the same time is very likely. So for instance, if we take a random person, we might sit there and go, well, that person looks like they're smart, they're probably a teacher, they probably like eating pizza. And we just kind of go, yeah, that's probably what happens. And the likelihood of all 3 of those occasions happening at the same time is probably high. And that's what we tell ourselves, because our minds wants to kind of bypass certain things and kind of skip forward to a certain conclusion. And that's why we do this. We clump a lot of things together and just go, you know what, that's probably true. And the probability of that person being smart, being a teacher, and also liking pizza is high. But the thing is, the probability of that person actually just being smart or just being a teacher is a lot higher than all 3 of those things put together. And the funny thing is, in our minds, when it comes to other certain things, other scenarios, we actually know that's true. So for instance, if I asked you, if I was to flip a coin, what's the probability of me flipping a coin and getting heads once versus flipping 2 coins and getting heads on both of them? Well, more likely than not, you would tell me that it's more likely that I would get a heads on 1 coin versus getting a heads on 2 coins. And that's the thing. When it comes to kind of coin flipping and it comes to maybe sometimes gambling or playing with cards and stuff like that, we kind of understand that probability and we know that the events of all that stuff happening at once is low. However, when it comes to more obscure things like a person's characteristics and person's behavior, and maybe even sometimes with words, we kind of clump all that stuff together and go, you know what, the probability of all those events happening is high. So that is conjunction fallacy. And the thing is, we sometimes just have to back up and go, wait a minute, is it actually true that the probability of all these events happening is true? Or should we actually separate it out and go, well, not really. The events happening each at its own time is more highly likely to happen versus all that stuff put together. And then now we can make better decisions, and we could actually take apart certain things that people tell us and go, wait a minute, let me kind of reassess this a little bit more. What is the likelihood of this actually happening? And we sometimes get this a lot when it comes to investments. So for instance, when somebody comes up to you and go, hey, this is a great investment. If the economy is going to be great, the housing market is going to be good, lots of people is going to be moving in. Well, you might sit there and go, wait a minute, what's the likelihood of all those events happening at the same time, making this event and this investment a good investment in the future? So you kind of have to look at it. Now maybe you want to break it down and go, what if only one occurrence happens? What if only people moved in and the market wasn't good? How would my investment work at that time? So that's how we could actually protect ourselves a little bit more when we're facing those statistics or facing those presentations, to kind of go against the conjunction fallacy and protect ourselves. So that is the conjunction fallacy. If you enjoyed this episode, please go back and watch some of the other episodes on Unlocking the Mind. If you like Unlocking the Mind, we have a lot of other shows, the Peak Potential Success Show, Make More Mind Bites, and also Mastermind Bites. And if you like this one, please like, subscribe, and follow and comment, because I love looking at your comments. So until next time, today is the day to unlock your potential. We'll see you later.